Gonna head up to that bit that's cutting through those rocks there.
Down there, yeah?
Yep. Oh, that bit. Ready. Fishing. Not fishing. I got it.
Classic.
Classic. Ready.
Yep.
Fishing. Come on, lift the lamprey. Up.
No.
Baby bully.
Little baby bully.
Alright, we'll go measure these guys up.
I just love the thought of
regenerating, renewing, rebirthing Manawatū.
We may not be able to fix the problem by ourselves, but we can be the start of the solution when conservation's given an opportunity.
With the environmental issues we're facing, you're never going to feel like you're doing enough.
It's never too late to change the game.
It's not about the doom and gloom, it's about taking care of Te Taiao.
Now a new generation of kaitiaki take up the challenge of protecting and restoring our natural environment.
Part of my job at the Fish Passage team, we monitor a site regularly to see how the state of our environment is tracking. Oh, cool. Jobs for Nature program has allowed us to just monitor like a heap of sites. Like we're monitoring 80 a year.
About that, yeah.
Yeah, 50 to 80 a year.
Yeah.
So we really have 3 surveying methods. You have trapping, electrofishing and spotlighting. You just have a starting point and try and catch as many fish as you can, get a measure on them, have all of a sudden all of the fish from this one area, have they all died? Are the fish populations in this area happy? Are they doing well? Sweet.
Good.
Yep, pop them back.
Yep.
Most people don't realise that a large proportion of our native fish are migratory because we have fish that live from mountains to sea within their life. Is such an important concept because if we don't have passage into those areas, it makes it really hard for the native fish to get to a point where they're healthy enough to breed. Yeah, so Sunday morning we're up at Gordon-Care Forest, and it's a really special catchment because it's got some really cool native fish that managed to get all the way up into those headwaters.
There's no spiders in there, Charlotte.
No, it's a clean pipe, you'll be right. The goal is to walk basically as many waterways in the Horizons region as we can for the length of the program, while fixing as many barriers as we can along the way. Right, I'm at the end here.
Sweet. Yeah, 10 metres.
I actually went to uni to study to be a vet, and I didn't get in. And I was devastated. And yeah, I did my first semester in ecology, and I was like, there's no way I'm retrying for vet. Leave me be. Got shorter legs than you. And then the Fish Passage job came up when the Jobs for Nature funding came through. And that's kind of how I ended up in like the freshwater field, because I always thought, everyone always goes for an ecology degree, and they're like, I'm going to play with kiwis and working on projects that are going to improve environmental outcomes. Something that's really attracted me to working in Fish Passage. Don't trip on that rope. Working in Fish Passage, ended up being like a really cool little group. Laura is lovely. She is actually very sassy. Take me a 452. That's a 600. Then there's Eric. The banter is great. She did such a good job with this rope.
I did a good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've not gotten it. 3? Yep.
Yeah.
Just worry about the baffle after. This lip here on this apron is essentially acting as a barrier for fish to get up. So once they've climbed this ramp, they can just rest them behind this baffle, then they'll shoot up the side and then they'll continue up through here. And we'll stick a couple more flexi baffles in as well to just increase the water depth a little bit over this apron. And it'll give the fish something to climb up and rest. They'll find resting spots in amongst the rope.
Pull it. Let's go. Keep going.
All right. Yeah, keep going. Oh. We hate these concrete aprons, but then if you didn't have this here, you'd end up with issues on the road. So this is just another good alternative.
Culvert goblin.
To rip this culvert out and replace, you're looking at 100 grand. So it's another way of improving fish passage without breaking the bank, really. The whole situation we're in is a balance between the environment and the economy. And it's a really hard balance to get right between, okay, well, we need to stop these people's houses from flooding. And how do you do that in a way that minimises the environmental impact, or if anything, actually enhances the habitat for fish? People really value the natural environment. And that's the biggest thing we get when we go out and do consultation on freshwater. What are your values? What do you value?
I suppose, is that value, or why? Why should we care? And that's a really hard question to answer when someone asks you that, because why I care will be very different to why you care and the next person cares. We look at waterways as a human value, as a fishery, when actually, yes, we use it as a fishery. But yeah, for me, it's just, they just fish. They have the right to exist without having to have economic value put on them.
Nice roll.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure. I want my arm out the window.
No.
They're not even filming on one side.
Yes, they are. They are.
What are you doing? Did you get most of your stuff in?
A little bit further up.
Yeah.
Starting from about the cutty grass, really.
Yeah.
The ones we saw in here were mid-sized, not massive.
Yeah. So spotlighting is a method of trying to see what fish are out and about in that natural environment, because a lot of our native fish are nocturnal. Oh my God, that's a big fucking spider.
Oh my lord. Oh.
Words, Eric. Did you see one?
Yeah.
Which way did it go?
Up.
Fish. Quite big fish.
Got it.
I got him! Woo! He's so fat!
I want to see him.
To the side,
I like tapped him on the bum and then he just
fresh.
was like, wow.
Yay!
He touched me.
Oh, he's so big. That's the biggest kōaro I've ever caught. Go team. So these are adult whitebait?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what whitebait turned into.
Yeah. To catch a kōaro is quite a big deal for us around here. They've got to go culverts, waterfalls, predators, fishermen's nets. Really good climbers, really strong swimmers. We'll get right up into the headwaters. Beautiful gold head, quite green as well. And you can feel his fins actually grabbing onto my hand. He's very, very chunky. He's very feisty too. He wants me back in his bucket, which is fair enough.
So head left.
Yeah, we'll go down here.
Yep.
Oh, oh.
Oh, there's a reason I'm a champ.
Woo! That cannot be your catch.
So we've got our short jaw cockapoo, our banded cockapoo and our giants. So then you have kōaro and inanga. So there are 5 whitebait species. He's going to be quick once he's... Oh! You don't have a chance. He's off. I definitely do not eat whitebait fritters. Everything is a balance. You need to focus on the environment, but you also need to feed people. And I think people are starting to realise what that cost is, and they're starting to wake up to that. In August, I moved into the Lake Horowhenua freshwater advisor role. So essentially we have multiple projects in an attempt to improve the water quality in Lake Horowhenua. Pretty much anything and everything that you could do to a water body that you shouldn't do has been done to that lake.
I had one getting Clint to do right from the top, just doing a sweep.
Horizons bought a dairy farm down in Levin, where it's looking like we might build a wetland, which is really exciting. The dream for the wetland is to essentially take that water that's coming and filter it, take the sediment out, and then put clean water into the lake. We want the whole 140 hectares in a mix of natural and constructed wetland.
Yeah, what it would have been like 50, 60 years ago before it was drained.
My favourite part of the job is probably the people. Well, I really enjoy working with Muaūpoko Tribal Authority.
She was quartered by my grandfather. He lived in the house by Te Rata Karaka. And he used to row across, pick her up at the domain, rowed her across, and they used to look at the bottom. She used to look at the bottom of the lake, could see everything. Even though it's not in a great state, we're still there. We still speak to it. It still has its mauri. This is what sustains us as people. It's a special place for us. It's our taonga. It's in such a state that I doubt whether I'll see it on my lifetime. Hopefully my children, maybe they'll get to see it, return to the state that it was.
It's a really hard thing. With the environmental issues we're facing, you're never going to feel like you're doing enough. There's a real feeling in society that the way things have been done cannot continue to be done this way.
Okay, I'll grab the machine box.
I don't care that you've been doing it for 50 years. It doesn't make it right. And it doesn't mean there's not a better way of doing something where we can still both achieve what we're trying to achieve, but do it in a more environmentally friendly way.
Do you want me to get the other one out?
What?
You're going to net?
Yeah, I'll net.
What makes me hopeful is I feel like as a country, I think we're in a really good position. I feel like as a country, we value our environment. As a country, I think we're on track.
There he goes.
Bye, little trout.
Bye, Mr. Toot.